My first interaction with yoga literally fell on my head. I remember as a child like climbing cabinets and climbing counters, and we'd be all in the kitchen. You know, the kitchen is like the great watering hole of most households. And I remember just literally climbing up drawers and climbing up counters and digging in the cabinets, and it would be like normal. My mom was and still is an avid reader, and she belonged to a book club. Every closet, that top shelf in the closet, would be from the shelf all the way to the ceiling of just books, books and books, rows and rows of books. And one day, being mischievous, I was in her closet playing in her stuff, playing dress up, and literally a book fell from the shelf and landed on top of my head. And I picked the book up, I turned it over, and on the cover of the book was this word, yoga. And I knew that it wasn't yogurt, and I knew that it wasn't yo-yo. And I looked at it, and it was a picture of this white woman in a leotard. And I opened the book up, and it was all of these exotic and weird postures. And I was like, I've got to do that. My passion is to remove barriers for people to practice yoga, to have access to natural healing modalities. In some ways, yoga and acupuncture, for example, they're like boutique services, or they're considered to be high-end services that are exclusive to certain communities. And I know that this practice does not require a whole lot. It requires three things: your body, your breath, and your presence. And if you have those three things, you can do the practice of yoga. We live in what's called a yoga desert. And it frustrates me that we don't have the access to the same things that are available in more affluent areas. When we're not being serviced in that area in communities such as these, we're in South L.A. right now, that creates a huge opportunity for me to reach people. And that creates a huge opportunity for people to gain access to this. So on the one hand is frustration, but on the other hand is motivation. The exciting thing about the time that we're in right now is that people are starting to understand that you can do yoga anywhere, and that's what makes, yoga classes for the masses so essential, is that we've broken down all those barriers, and this is just how we roll, this is how we flow. My name is Kali, and I help make the woo-woo of yoga and Eastern healing modalities approachable to all phases, stages, shapes, sizes, and colors.